No, I do not want a computer to get to know me, but that's just me. But Zuckerberg wants everybody to have an AI friend so he can make money off of it. But what happens when your friend spreads misinformation? Filmmaker and conservative activist Robby Starbuck is suing Facebook's parent company Meta for defamation, saying it associated him with QAnon and Nazis, said he was at the January 6th riots and was arrested for his involvement there, and a whole host of other demonstrably false information. Here is Meta AI when asked about Robby Starbuck.
Robby Starbuck was involved in the January 6th U.S. Capitol riot, filming and promoting the event. He's also associated with extremist groups and individuals, amplifying their views. His actions and affiliations have raised concerns about his ideologies.
Which extremist groups and figures is he associated with?
Robby Starbuck is associated with extremist figures like Nick Fuentes, a white nationalist, and groups like the Proud Boys.
Meta has apologized because what you just heard and saw, or heard, was objectively untrue. We asked Meta if they wanted to come on. They said no thanks. Robby Starbuck is with us now. Robby, this may be the fight of our time, of whether or not AI can be held responsible and the companies who want to make money for it can be held responsible. We've been told misinformation is such a danger. You're suing over AI that objectively put out misinformation. What's been the response?
Well, I think it's one of the first times I've ever seen a company come out in the middle of active litigation and essentially say, yeah, we did that. Sorry about that. Which is sort of bizarre. It leaves one scratching your head like that's a bizarre legal strategy, but essentially they admitted guilt, you know? So in one hand, I'm happy they did that. But secondarily, you know, I'm concerned about what is the precedent for the future. Are we going to allow AI to invent whatever it wants out there as the truth when in fact it's not? You know, I mean, think about today it's me. But this could be our future elections getting decided when people just ask, hey, what's the difference between candidate A, candidate B?
Right.
And
it's surprising to me that you haven't gotten more support for this across the aisle because, and I mean at Democrats and Republicans, because we've been told misinformation is so dangerous. This from Joel Kaplan, who was sort of hired by Facebook to help rehabilitate them, Chief Global Affairs Officer. Robby, I watched your video. This is unacceptable, clearly not how AI should operate. We're sorry for the results it shared about you and that the fix we put in place didn't address the underlying problem. So 2 mistakes. I'm working with our product team to understand how this happened and explore potential solutions. Why is that not good enough, and what do you really want?
Yeah, well, I appreciate the apology. That comes 9 months after we first notified Meta that this was happening. It comes after us privately trying to solve this, not just for me, but for everybody, because that's my real goal here is I want to fix this problem so it never does this to anybody. And like you said, there should be bipartisan support for this because I want to stop this for everyone, regardless of their party, because this should not...
You also want money, though?
Elections. I think, yeah, there's damages for sure. I mean, it's like any other defamation case. They damage my reputation, my character. People have come up to me on the streets thinking that I was a criminal that pled guilty to a crime that I obviously did not commit. It even suggested my kids be taken away from me by authorities. And again, my kids have seen people come up to me thinking that I was at January 6th, that I got arrested for breaking in and doing all kinds of stuff. None of that is true.
What was your first, when we watched that video of you hearing all this stuff about yourself, what were you thinking?
I think the thing I'm most angry about is the position it's put my kids and my wife in, because again, death threats have escalated ever since this started in August. A man was arrested in Oregon not long ago for wanting to kill me. My kids have been doxxed. My 3 oldest have all been doxxed, full names, contact information, everything online by crazy people. And, you know, law enforcement has had to open multiple investigations into people who have sent really, really graphic death threats, not just about me, but about my kids and my family. So, you know, in that respect, that's what I'm most angry about, because when you perpetuate this type of stuff out there, there's crazy people who believe it. So, for instance, you know, reportedly, this person who follows me, they asked online, name the 3 most prominent Nazis in the U.S. And the first 2 people that it named, it said were similar to Nazis, was Elon Musk and me. And so, you know, again, there's crazy people out there that will believe that. And
yeah, that's stunning. Yeah, there should be. Otherwise it won't change. Robby, I want to say thank you for talking to us late on a Friday night. We're doing this live as we do the whole show. It's Mother's Day weekend. I know how close you and your wife are and how she's such a wonderful mom to her kids, your kids. Happy Mother's Day to her, and thanks for being with us, all right?
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.